I want to talk to you about one of my favorite things, has been for years. Probably because I have a background in dance, but anyone with any kind of movement background is probably going to especially appreciate this idea of walking meditation. We do, after all, live in a body to which we are vitally attached. It's probably not a good thing to live in that body and be unaware of what you're doing. Walking meditation is a wonderful way to help bring your mind back inside your body, bring your awareness back to where you really are. It's very simple, which of course is part of the problem, because simple things are often the most difficult. To begin with, you need a quiet place, a place where you can be uninterrupted for 5 to 20 minutes. I recommend you start with a 5-minute practice period, work your way up to 20 minutes. Twice a day is a very good idea, but do what you can. Anything's better than nothing. Meditation is an exercise in being conscious and being aware of where you really are alive, which is right here, right now, in this spot, in this place, with all its imperfections and with all of your imperfections. Walking meditation is a very good way of bumping into those imperfections, which is also a good way of managing to see through them, and that's one of the principal reasons we do it. So you begin by standing in the place you're going to walk. It need only be about 5 feet of space you can walk forward in, because you're not going to be going fast at all. We're going to do slow walking. I suggest you imagine that there is a sleeping deer about 3 feet away, and your goal is to walk past it without waking it up. Imagine how carefully you're going to have to move. Okay, so bring your mind back to your body, stand where you are, just notice your weight. By the way, use this video if you like as an instructional video. Play it and follow along with my instructions. It's a very good way to learn the process. Stand where you are. Stand still. Just be aware of your weight pressing down through your legs to your feet, to the bottom of your feet, to the place where you make contact with the ground, the house you're in, the room, the earth, wherever you are. Feel that weight. It's probably not quite equally distributed on each foot. Play with moving your weight mostly to one foot, very slowly, and then back to the other. Notice how things change. Most of the time we never notice this at all. Your legs change. Your pelvic alignment often changes. The feeling of what it's like to be in your body changes when you make this shift. Notice your sense that you're in a rush to go somewhere, to do something. It's kind of nonsense. You're already there. You're already doing it. You don't need to rush anymore. You're here. Just doing the simplest possible thing, moving weight from one foot to the other. And notice how hard it is to just do that, to just pay attention to this extremely simple thing. We always want to go off and solve big problems. How can we do that when we can't even do this simple thing? Sort of embarrassing when you think about it. Who's running the show? Apparently it's not you. So keep shifting very slowly. Notice your breathing as you do this, because you're going to be breathing while you're doing this, and there's a rhythmic combination happening. Weight shift, breathing. You might want to try 2 breaths to shift to 1 foot, or 3, or 4 even. Slow is good, remember. Back and forth. Or should I say back and forth. And even that speed is fast. So do this until you're conscious, you're aware of what you're doing. And then begin slowly lifting your foot completely off the ground so the weightless foot has no contact. Lift it 1/4 inch. The smallest amount of space you can. Just get it off the ground. Now you have to balance, don't you? That's a whole new thing. Pay attention to what that's like. Then you transfer the weight back to the weightless foot and everything changes again. Notice that. Notice how much you are missing most of the time when you move. Shift back again when you're ready. Moving your feet completely off the ground like this requires considerably more presence of mind, being in your body, than moving the weight without lifting your feet. And then when you're ready, let's begin taking small steps forward. Now to move your leg forward is something new again. And move it slowly, move it slightly. 4 inches is a long ways to go. Make it 2, 3, or 4 inches, a small amount. And again, put your weight down. Make that weight shift. Notice what that's like. Moving forward when you haven't been for a few moments is dramatically different, isn't it? Take your next step. And again, be conscious of all that's happening when you do this very small movement. It would be perfect if you can be perfectly balanced when you're doing this, if you feel a sense of cat-like grace. Probably won't happen the first few times that you do it. That's okay. Notice your awkwardness. Notice your wobbly nature. Your mind is wobbling along with your body if you're like most people. You can slowly increase the size of your step. At some point, you will need to turn around. Another whole new thing. Make that turn slowly. You're in no hurry, remember? And begin walking the other direction. Same idea. The point isn't to walk. The point is not to cover distance. The point is to move with as full an awareness of what you're doing as possible. What are you doing with your arms? Let them dangle at your side. Or if you're like me, you have a dance background, you're going to have those arms up. You're going to have them in the air, feeling your weight shift. Getting your shoulder girdle involved as well as all the other muscles in your body. Try it always. It doesn't matter as long as you're being aware of what you're doing. That's the whole idea, remember? So that's it. Not very difficult to explain. Twice a day, 5 minutes, 3 days, 4 days of that. Move it up. 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Keep records, keep a log. Put that on your door somewhere where you can see it. Practicing being in your body while you're doing an extremely simple task, because you can take this being aware to all kinds of places in your daily life. Always it's helpful. In my next video, which I'll post shortly, I'm going to offer a very interesting variation on walking meditation. It will be rather demanding for you, but it will be also a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. Practice this simple way of doing it first, okay?